Hello, drama lovers, welcome to my Young and the Restless official channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a like up. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, March 24 to April 4, suggest that Billy Abbott will organize a hidden power play, Sharon Newman will expose Alan Laurent aka Martin Laurent, and Tracy Abbott will get a crushing blow. During the week of March 24 to 28, Victor Newman will tell Michael Baldwin about his competitive past with Aristotle Dumas and plot to lure his old adversary out of hiding with a trap. That trap will need leveraging Devin Winters and Lily Winters to Victor's advantage, but Devin may be concerned once he hears Victor's planned proposal. Of course, Victor will be unaware that Aristotle is already making a daring move. Because Aristotle will contact Billy, it appears that the two are working together in secret, which will eventually bring havoc. Phyllis Summers will break down in Nick Newman's arms before he forces her to talk to Sharon. Phyllis and Sharon are the only ones who have experienced the horrors of imprisonment, so they'll meet to discuss their ordeal and establish new ground rules for their relationship. Speaking of regulations, Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman will break some of them. Claire and Kyle will demonstrate their troublemaking abilities together, so Summer Newman may feel left out of the fun. Next, Jack Abbott will have a conflict with Nikki Newman, which might include a clash about Victor Newman's Eric Braeden covert plans for Jabbott or his involvement in Kyle's romance. Diane Jenkins Abbott will put up an act. That may be about being nice to an adversary or pulling a small trick in preparation for the debut of the refurbished Abbott mansion. Back with Billy, he'll spill to Phyllis during a strategy session, which may spark some discussion regarding his partnership with Aristotle. Sally Spectra will back Billy into a corner later and insist on honesty, so she may suspect he's harboring dangerous secrets. Will Sally get Billy to acknowledge he still wants revenge on the Newmans? Sharon will provide Tracy with information on her hostage situation at Havenhurst while at Crimson Lights. It will assist Tracy in making the required connections and determining that Alan aka Martin must be the kidnapper. Tracy will experience an emotional reaction as she realizes that Alan may not be the man she thought he was. Tracy appears to finally accept the possibility that Alan is his twin brother if Martin survives. Tracy will provide Jack with updates on the hypothesis, leaving him scared for her safety. If Tracy insists on meeting Alan in Paris, Jack may be concerned that she is putting herself in danger. Will Jack insist on accompanying Tracy and assisting her in turning the tables on Alan through a fresh scheme? Will Jack argue that they should leave it to the authorities instead? Chance Chancellor may obtain evidence indicating that Alan purchased the remote-controlled device from the hardware store, which was later discovered in Sharon and Phyllis' confinement chamber at Havenhurst. Of course, Ashley Abbott may be in danger because she is currently in Paris, which is reportedly where Alan is headed. Back with Victor, he'll have a huge announcement to make, so he'll surprise his family. This could be related to Victor's forecast of bringing Aristotle out into the open. Victor's plot will heat up from March 31 to April 4, as Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman enjoy their love reunion. However, disaster could loom after Adam becomes engaged in all of the Aristotle mayhem and feuds with Billy once more. If Adam goes too far, it may cause problems in his relationship with Cheslea. There may be more Martin surprises after Tracy figures out her next move, so Y&R viewers will be curious to see how it all plays out. Finally, Phyllis will continue to rely on Billy as she immerses herself in her profession. It may help Phyllis heal, but it may also raise anxieties and even a developing jealousy of Sally. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate the next 2 weeks will be exciting, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless. Was it wrong for Y&R to break Tracy's heart? And was Alan and Martin's twist swap too cruel? According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Tracy Abbott will be dealt a crushing blow when the truth about her new fiancé is revealed. Tracy believes she will marry Alan Laurent and spend the rest of their lives as a happy pair, but she is in for a rude awakening. It wouldn't make sense for Alan to suddenly become insane and carry out a double kidnapping plot, so all indications point to this being Martin Laurent. Of course, we know that one twin died in the balcony collapse in France. Martin allegedly broke Alan's fall and died in the process, thus a corpse was taken away that night off-screen. Everyone assumed Alan had survived, yet a simple garment switch would have allowed Martin to step into his brother's shoes once more. It's possible that both twins lived if Martin faked his death, as Ian Ward is doing now, but the more straightforward answer is that Alan has been Martin since the night of the balcony collapse. That is consistent with Alan's suspicious behavior in August 2024 when he returned to Genoa City with Tracy and pretended it was his first time entering the Abbott home. Despite this, many fans have complained on social media that the show is setting Tracy up for disaster. Tracy's newfound happiness and love are about to be torn away. Is it wrong of Vi and R to shatter Tracy's heart? Is Alan and Martin's exchange twist too cruel? We understand that soap operas must have drama, but it's still unfortunate that Tracy has to suffer for this pointless hostage plot. Was it really worth sacrificing Tracy's chance at love just to have Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers as fighting prisoners for a few weeks? Beth Maitland and Christopher Cousins are excellent acting partners with tremendous on-screen chemistry. It's unfortunate that Y&R threw that away only for the shock of this Martin reveal. Tracy is about to be devastated and single again, so this doesn't seem fair. Many viewers would have chosen a different plot if it meant Tracy could keep Alan as her devoted true love. On the positive side, we have no doubt that Beth Maitland will provide a powerful performance once the truth about Martin is revealed. Maitland will get the opportunity to showcase her acting abilities, so at the very least, something positive will come out of this. Alan has been predicting the beautiful life he would enjoy with Tracy, but she is about to make a discovery that will change everything. According to the Young and the Restless spoilers, Tracy will experience a wave of difficult emotions, so stay tuned for updates on the devastating news that awaits her. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, March 17, March 28, predict that Sharon Newman will get life-changing news while Martin Laurent alias Alan Laurent spirals out of control. Chelsea Lawson will also make a big move, so there will be plenty of action in Genoa City. Tracy Abbott will confront Alan about the strange warnings on his phone from March 17 to 21, but he will dismiss them as a random hacking attempt and become irritated by the questioning. Alan will eventually persuade Tracy to focus on their forthcoming wedding and will offer to fly her to Paris to look at wedding locations, or so he claims. In actuality, Martin may just want Tracy to leave town before all of his secrets are revealed. Over with Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, she'll exhibit her vulnerable side with Billy Abbott. Billy will be there for Phyllis during an emotional time and try to help her reclaim her life through their partnership at Abbott Communications. As for Nick Newman, he will receive an unexpected invitation. Sharon will encourage Nick to accompany her on her trip to Europe with Faith Newman, which will lead to a crucial discussion. Sharon seemed to have had a lot of time to reflect about her relationship with Nick, especially after being held up during 2 kidnappings. Sharon has more than just friendly feelings for Nick, so it appears she will be brave enough to admit she fantasizes of a love reunion. Sharon will then press Nick to be honest about his feelings, and she will receive some life-changing developments either way. If Nick keeps Sharon in the friend zone, she'll realize she has to move on. However, Nick may also desire Sharon back, leaving them to forecast a new future together. Meanwhile, Summer Newman will remain glued to Kyle Abbott, so Claire Newman may be tested to the edge. Victor Newman will also get under Kyle's skin by exposing the truth about the issue, so Kyle may be concerned about the direction of Claire and Summer's conflict. Next, Lily Winters will be concerned about Damian Kane's hidden agenda, while Holden Novak plays with fire. Holden will take some risks with Audra Charles, but she may restate that she is now with Nate Hastings and does not want to rekindle things with her former flame. Other Y&R spoilers state that Chelsea will make a big move with Adam Newman. Chelsea appears to be tired of holding back, so passion is going to erupt in the bedroom. Back with Tracy, she'll get some counsel from Jack and Diane Jenkins Abbott. Tracy might admit that Alan appears to be on edge and wonder if their engagement is the reason. Diane and Jack may reassure Tracy that Alan adores her and advise her to take him up on his offer of wedding venue looking in Paris. We should mention that Y&R will be postponed for March Madness on Thursday, March 20, so basketball content is on its way. Another basketball-related preemption will occur on Friday, March 21, so keep that in mind while scheduling your soap viewing. Chance Chancellor is likely to make a discovery as a result of some hardware shop security footage between March 24 and 28. There should be proof that Alan bought equipment for the room Sharon and Phyllis were confined in. Will Chance realize that Alan is actually his malevolent twin brother Martin? Will Chance be able to prevent Tracy from boarding a plane with Martin and putting herself in further danger? As the plot progresses, Martin will inevitably spiral out, putting Tracy in danger. If Martin and Tracy do make it out of the country, their journey may coincide with Sharon, Faith, and Nick's trip to Europe. Whatever the case, The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that all of the Martin mayhem is going to escalate, so stay tuned. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, March 24 shows that Phyllis Summers will cry in Nick Newman's arms as Aristotle Dumas phones Billy Abbott's phone. Phyllis will have a nightmare about the hostage drama before Nick and Summer Newman arrive at her door. Phyllis will continue to try to send them away, but Summer and Nick will not give up. After Phyllis becomes enraged at her kidnapping inquiries, she will cry in Nick's arms and beg him to stop. Phyllis' head will be whirling from everything she has been experiencing, but she will ultimately calm down and apologize for crying. Phyllis will be at a loss for what to do with her hostility at Sharon Newman after having held it for so long. It will be difficult for Phyllis to let it all go, but Nick will propose that she see this as a positive step forward. Nick will text Sharon about meeting up with him at Crimson Lights after making a prediction about an idea that could help. Daniel Romalotti Jr. will speak with Sharon about her kidnapping ordeal and wonder if she is truly ready to go beyond her old anger toward Phyllis. Although Sharon is unsure whether the serenity will stay, she will appear hopeful and suggest that this could be the beginning of Daniel's healing as well. Sharon will find Nick with Phyllis and Summer when she returns to the cafe after receiving Nick's text. Nick will believe it is critical for Sharon and Phyllis to discuss what happened as well as what will happen next, so they will agree to try to talk things out. Back with Daniel, he'll see Tessa Porter at Society. Tessa will reminisce on her own experiences when Maria Copeland was pregnant and kidnapped, so she can appreciate how helpless Daniel must have felt recently. Daniel will offer to speak with Maria, who has been dealing with remorse about what Ian Ward did to Heather Stevens. Daniel will thank Tessa for always making him feel less alienated after she listens to his problems and offers some of her customary wise comments. Victor Newman will tell Michael Baldwin about his history with Aristotle Dumas, as they used to compete for the same companies. Victor described the conflict as exciting since he would sometimes win and sometimes lose. After reflecting on his attempts to entice Aristotle to leave, Victor admits that Aristotle never took the bait. Although Michael's study will show that Aristotle is uninterested in Winters, Victor will be concerned about why Aristotle is resurfacing now. Aristotle's style is to hit and then vanish, like he has in the past. On Monday's episode of Y&R, Victor will request that Devin and Lily Winters assist him in locating Aristotle. At Billy's house, he'll make sure everything is fine with Sally Spectra, who raced off to let him speak with Phyllis quietly. Sally will swear it's great, but she'll be concerned that Phyllis feels obligated to Billy for saving her life. Billy will soothe Sally, but he admits he is concerned about Phyllis's well-being following her captivity. Later, Sally will see that someone is blowing up Billy's phone, so she will read the name and inform Billy that Aristotle Dumas has been phoning him. According to previews for The Young and the Restless, Billy and Aristotle's relationship could lead to unpleasant news, so we'll keep you updated on the chaos. The Young and the Restless. Is Y and R wrong to break Tracy's heart? Alan and Martin swap twist too cruel. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Tracy Abbott will face a crushing blow once the truth comes out about her new fiancé. Tracy thinks she's going to marry Alan Laurent and live out the rest of their days as a happy couple, but she's in for a rude awakening. It wouldn't make much sense for Alan to suddenly go off his rocker and carry out a double abduction plot, so all the clues point to this actually being Martin Laurent. Of course, we know one twin perished in that balcony tumble back in France. Martin supposedly broke Alan's fall and died in the process, so a corpse was hauled away that night off screen. Everyone thought it was Alan who survived, but a simple clothing swap would have allowed Martin to step into his brother's shoes once again. It's possible both twins survived if Martin somehow faked his death like Ian Ward is doing now. But the easier explanation is that Alan has been Martin ever since the night of the balcony fall. That fits with Alan's suspicious behavior back in August 2024 when he returned to Genoa City with Tracy and acted like it was his first time entering the Abbott house. Even so, many fans are complaining on social media about the show setting Tracy up for devastation. Now that Tracy has finally found happiness and someone to love, it's about to get ripped away. Is it wrong for Y and R to break Tracy's heart? Is this Alan and Martin swap twist just too cruel? We get that soaps have to bring the drama, but it's still a shame that Tracy has to suffer for this unnecessary captivity story. Was it really worth destroying Tracy's chance at love for a few weeks of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers as bickering hostages? Beth Maitland and Christopher Cousins are wonderful acting partners who have great on-screen chemistry together. It's a bummer for Y and R to throw that away just for the shock of this Martin reveal. Tracy is about to be distraught and single again, so it just doesn't seem fair. Many viewers would have preferred a different storyline altogether if it meant Tracy could keep Alan as her doting true love. On the bright side, we have no doubt that Beth Maitland will deliver a powerful performance once the truth about Martin's exposed. Maitland will have an opportunity to show off her acting skills, so at least something good will come out of all this. Alan has been making predictions about the amazing life he's going to share with Tracy, but she's on the verge of making a discovery that'll change everything. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Tracy will face a flood of tough emotions, so stay tuned for updates on the horrible news that's still to come. The Young and the Restless. Is Y and R wrong to break Tracy's heart? Alan and Martin swap twist too cruel. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Tracy Abbott will face a crushing blow once the truth comes out about her new fiancé. Tracy thinks she's going to marry Alan Laurent and live out the rest of their days as a happy couple, but she's in for a rude awakening. It wouldn't make much sense for Alan to suddenly go off his rocker and carry out a double abduction plot, so all the clues point to this actually being Martin Laurent. Of course, we know one twin perished in that balcony tumble back in France. Martin supposedly broke Alan's fall and died in the process, so a corpse was hauled away that night off screen. Everyone thought it was Alan who survived, but a simple clothing swap would have allowed Martin to step into his brother's shoes once again. It's possible both twins survived if Martin somehow faked his death like Ian Ward is doing now. But the easier explanation is that Alan has been Martin ever since the night of the balcony fall. That fits with Alan's suspicious behavior back in August 2024 when he returned to Genoa City with Tracy and acted like it was his first time entering the Abbott house. Even so, many fans are complaining on social media about the show setting Tracy up for devastation. Now that Tracy has finally found happiness and someone to love, it's about to get ripped away. Is it wrong for Y and R to break Tracy's heart? Is this Alan and Martin swap twist just too cruel? We get that soaps have to bring the drama, but it's still a shame that Tracy has to suffer for this unnecessary captivity story. Was it really worth destroying Tracy's chance at love for a few weeks of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers as bickering hostages? Beth Maitland and Christopher Cousins are wonderful acting partners who have great on-screen chemistry together. It's a bummer for Y&R to throw that away just for the shock of this Martin reveal. Tracy is about to be distraught and single again, so it just doesn't seem fair. Many viewers would have preferred a different storyline altogether if it meant Tracy could keep Alan as her doting true love.